Hi everyone, I am Anonymous Traveler from Intellectual Exercise. Today, I will discuss the concept of ordinary perception and unordinary perception and their relation to mental faculty development. And also, I will teach you my own program of 4 sequential meditations. During the process of spiritual alchemy or occult training, one faces many challenges, and each stage of a challenge requires the comprehensive insight and a certain degree of energy manipulation. And meditation is a necessary tool to achieve them. I have been experimented with meditation since I was a kid, but it was about 10 years ago that I got into serious meditation practice. For more than 5 years, I meditated at least 2 hours per day, and I did not miss a single day. During that time, I experimented with various meditation techniques. But nowadays, I don't do meditation that long. The thing is, I don't need that much of a practice anymore. Meditation is like any other skills that once you gain certain skills, you don't have to spend a lot of time to maintain such skills. All of you probably heard about the benefits of meditation many times already from many different sources, so I will not bother you with those benefits. For today, I will focus on the aspect of meditation that is directly related to spiritual alchemy and occult practice. So let's talk about ordinary perception first. Ordinary perception is our everyday perception. The way we see, hear, smell, and feel follow a certain pattern of sense data processing, and we call it as our normal or ordinary perception. To explain it in the context of a mental faculty, I will compare it with a printed circuit board. Printed circuit board is something that is used for computers and smartphones. It is a plastic plate with various dots with already pre-programmed conductive tracks implemented on it. And by implementing certain conductive tracks, it can be used to deliver electronic data in a certain way. So because of the pre-programmed tracks or paths, any input will be delivered through the pre-programmed path. This is ordinary data processing sequence for the circuit board. And our mind also has pre-programmed paths, and that is what I call ordinary perception. Now let's talk about our human perception. Our perception has been programmed since our birth. Of course, based on our upbringings and the surroundings, each of us has a specific way of processing data. But although our upbringings and the surroundings are unique from each other, we share the common patterns because we were raised by other humans. When we were born, we begin to learn the process of perception from other humans, such as our parents or guardian. The thing is, most people are mentally sleeping, so they pass along their way of seeing things from a sleeping person's perspective. to their children. And that same quality which all humans share is ordinary perception. So all the humans have the same perception structure when we see, hear, smell, feel, and etc. That same perception structure can be compared to a cheap mass-produced entry-level computer circuit board. And we call that entry-level computers data processing patterns and the capacity as our so-called reality. And the so-called reality that we are experiencing is just one version of reality. There are more than one reality. Let me give you an example. Humans have aurora. There are various types of aurora depending on each person's mental status. But we cannot see aurora because our normal way of seeing things is already pre-programmed. However, when one has learned the way to use different conductive tracks on his or her mental circuit board of perception, he or she can see the aurora from humans. And there is nothing magical or mysterious about this, because the energy in the form of aurora has been there all along, yet it was not seen because our perception was pre-programmed not to see it. Another example is astral body. This astral body does exist and as real as a physical body. Both of them are real and they occupy the same space, yet we can only see the physical body and consider it as the only reality. However, the essence of a mental faculty development is to be awakened and see things from the awakened perspective. Occult power such as clairvoyance and clairaudience is naturally coming from the penetration of different layers and versions of realities. And by using these unused conductive tracks of our perception, we can gain mental data flow flexibility. Just like a computer circuit board can handle the different data patterns by implementing another conductive tracks, we can gain access to the different perceptions by implementing certain trainings. And for today, I will introduce you one of those trainings. This training program consists of 4 meditations in a certain order to maximize the effect. I have designed this program to stimulate both of ordinary attention and unordinary attention. Step 1 is regular breathing exercise, and it belongs to the category of ordinary perception exercise. For this, sit down on the floor. You can use whatever sized cushion to make it more comfortable to sit. Now, follow the breath. Don't force yourself anything, but just follow the movement of a breath. Keep following the breath until you feel relaxed. Stay in that relaxed state in a couple more minutes while keep following the breath. Now let's move on to the step number 2. Step 2 is backward walking exercise, and it belongs to the category of unordinary perception exercise. There are many unordinary attention-based meditation techniques, and this is relatively easy. So for this one, standing on the floor of a living room or whatever room with enough size for walking meditation. Now start walking backward. Pay your full attention to the process of walking backward. Before you reach the end of the room, turn around and start walking backward again in the opposite direction. Keep doing this while paying full attention to your movements and sensations, and stop walking when it becomes comfortable enough. Now let's move on to the step number 3. Step number 3 is a reversed perception exercise on a tennis ball, and it belongs to the category of unordinary perception exercise. And this is a difficult one. For this, sit down on the floor again using the same cushion. Grab a hold of the tennis ball tightly with one hand. Now forcefully squeeze the ball while focusing your attention on your squeezing hand and the sensation of the ball. And instead of our ordinary perception, which is our hand is squeezing the ball tightly, try to feel the opposite sensation, which means try to feel the sensation of the ball pushing back against your palm and fingers. Keep forcing yourself until successfully achieving that sensation. Now, keep maintaining that sensation until you feel exhausted. Now, let's move on to the step number 4. Step number 4 is breathing exercise that we did in a step number 1, but with a twist. Just like step number 1, in a sitting position, keep following breath. When it becomes comfortable to follow breath, now visualize a light moving along with breath. By visualizing light, you are visualizing prana, which is the invisible energy in the air. And keep doing it until you can see the light moving along your airway clearly. Keep on following the light for a while until you are satisfied, and then finish the entire session. There is a reason why this meditation is following the step number 3, which is the most strenuous exercise. Prana is subtle and hard to detect, but since we just did mentally strenuous exertion, we can detect prana more easily because the principle of contrast. The thing with contrast is one thing becomes more visible when it is offered against something opposite in nature. For example, to make the color yellow more visible, we use black line around it, and it offers the color yellow more striking presence. Many warning signs are painted in yellow and black for that reason. The same principle goes for mental exertion and relaxation. Because you just did strenuous mental exertion, now you can sense the opposite force of relaxation more easily. That's why I structured these 4 meditations in this particular order. So today I have discussed the concept of ordinary perception and unordinary perception and their relation to mental faculty development. Also, I shared my own program of 4 sequential meditations. By the way, if you wish to support this channel, there are 2 ways to do that. One is direct support using Patreon page, and the other is using my Amazon affiliate link for shopping. When you click that Amazon link and buy something, a small percentage of commission goes to me. The price you pay is the same, of course. So it's not going to cost you any money, yet you can support this channel. And I posted both of Patreon and Amazon affiliate links down below. Thanks for listening and all the best.